What is going on, guys? So today I'm going to talk to you about the time at basic training when I got my entire platoon smoked for about 2 hours, and it was about 0-100 in the morning. So today's video is going to be kind of just a fun little video where I tell you guys a little story that was, a bad night for people at basic training. And I've gotten a few requests to do like a story related video, and I have actually made a video a long time ago, and it's like titled my top 3 memories from basic training. So that one's a pretty fun video if you want to check it out. But today I want to talk to you guys about a story that happened to me at basic training, and it was probably the worst, or the most I got yelled at by my actual drill sergeant, the most mad he was at me at basic training. And it kind of ended up getting my entire platoon smoked for literally a couple of hours, and it was literally like 1 in the morning. They were all woken up and they literally were smoked for the entire time. So at this point, it was maybe the 2nd or 3rd week of basic training. I think we were still in red phase. It was towards the end of red phase, or maybe the beginning of white phase. But there's this thing that you have to do at basic training called fire guard and CQ. And what CQ is for us was basically you would be downstairs outside, and you would basically have to keep watch on what was going on. And this was the first time I ever had CQ duty. And when you're on CQ duty, your drill sergeant will give you like a radio or something, and something that you can contact him with. And what he'll do is he will check in on you, and like, private, is everything okay? And you're gonna be like, we're good to go, drill sergeant, over, or whatever. You're gonna try to do your little military talk, because you're gonna be so nervous talking to the drill sergeant. It's literally gonna be like that. But it all started with this, right? It was the first time I was on the CQ duty, and the drill sergeant, my drill sergeant, told me, right? He told me, kind of explained what was going on and what I was supposed to do and everything. And I was down there with my battle buddy, so he knew the exact same thing as me. But what the drill sergeant told me was to not radio him for anything unless it is suspicious or unusual. And the example that he told me was, if somebody just comes up and he's trying to deliver a pizza or something like that, that is unusual, and I should let him know on the radio. Well, it's, I don't know, 12 o'clock at night, it's midnight. I go down for my shift, and I don't know, maybe 30 minutes later, not even that, probably like 15 minutes later, I'm on my shift. I see 2 soldiers walking our way from another company area. I see these 2 soldiers, don't really know what their rank is or anything. Kind of turns out that I called one of them sergeant. He was just wearing a regular PC. He wasn't wearing a drill sergeant campaign hat. So I thought he was just a regular sergeant. I called him sergeant. Turns out he was a first sergeant, so he got all pissed at me. And so because he was all pissed at me, I guess, what happened is he was already going up to go talk to my drill sergeant, but he ended up going to talk to my drill sergeant. And I didn't think that was unusual. I thought, a drill sergeant and a first sergeant walking around, basic training post or whatever, I thought that was completely normal, because my drill sergeant told me something really unusual, like somebody delivering a pizza, right? So I had my radio, did not radio to my drill sergeant that there was a first sergeant coming up and talking to him. Did not occur to me, did not occur to my battle buddy. We were just both kind of like, crap, like, I just got yelled at for calling him sergeant when he's a first sergeant. And to my defense, like, this is probably gonna happen to you guys at basic training, but when you have an NCO that's really far away, and he was really far away, like he was, I don't know, at least 30 yards or whatever away, 30 meters. So I couldn't see his rank. I knew that he was a sergeant. You can kind of tell that, but I couldn't tell that there was a diamond in the middle of his rank. So I called him sergeant. Turns out he's first sergeant. And if you're at basic training and you call somebody by the wrong name, they get really pissed at you. He goes up, talks to my drill sergeant, and a few minutes later, I really didn't think anything of it. A few minutes later, my drill sergeant comes downstairs and just yells and is really mad at me and my fellow battle buddy who were downstairs. And he was like, why the heck, why didn't you radio, blah, blah, blah. He's like, did you know that I just had a first sergeant and another drill sergeant from like Delta company or whatever company it was come up there? And he was just really mad. He was pacing back and forth. He was pacing back and forth. And this was my head drill sergeant. He didn't really get all razzled up that much. He really didn't. He was a very calm guy, and he liked to mentally screw with you a lot. Rather than physically screwing with you, he liked to mentally play games. And he would have this saying called "play stupid games, win stupid prizes." Some of you might have actually heard that before if you've gone to basic training, but he would say play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And apparently I was playing a stupid game, and I didn't know this, but ever since he went upstairs, there was this one thing that happened, right? And I found this out later, because when I went back up a couple hours later, because nobody came down to get us, they were all getting smoked. They were all in the front leaning rest position. I remember coming up, and then as soon as I got up there, it was over. But what I found out happened was, basically, because I didn't radio the drill sergeant that there was another first sergeant and drill sergeant going upstairs, whenever they came upstairs, they basically started yelling, or they did something. They came in, and when you go to the bathroom in the middle of the night at basic training in the barracks, you're going to have some soldiers on fire guard who are at a desk. And when you go to the latrine, or the bathroom, when you join the military, it's called the latrine. Literally the same thing as bathroom. It's so confusing when I first joined. But you go to the latrine, and what you do before you do that is you take your dog tags off and you hand it in to the fire guard desk, and you basically let them know that you're going to the latrine. Well, when this first sergeant and drill sergeant came up, they went into my drill sergeant's office, and my drill sergeant came out just yelling and blazing, woke everybody up. Right? He woke everybody up, and there was 2 people that were in the latrine at that time, and so they came out, and they were too scared to go over and get their dog tags from the desk, because that was right next to the drill sergeant. So like, you don't really want to do that. Like, you gotta remember, like, this is a whole nother world at basic training. So there's these 2 dog tags with all these people around the barracks, right? There's this zone in the middle where you can't walk, so everybody's towing the line around this. And the drill sergeant is like, whose dog tags are these? And these 2 people apparently raised their hands, and he just flips and he blows up, because there's 2 dog tags over here, there's 2 soldiers over here, why don't they have the dog tags? So compounding the fact that I didn't radio to my drill sergeant that there was a drill sergeant walking around, and the fact that there was 2 guys that were in the latrine whenever they came up there, and they were too scared to get their dog tags. From that point on, my drill sergeant smoked them for over 2 hours, right? For over 2 hours. And I'm downstairs on my CQ duty, and it's only supposed to last an hour. And I remember that hour coming up, and we were just like, is there anybody that's gonna come and get us? And 3 times my drill sergeant came down and yelled at us. 3 times my drill sergeant came down and yelled at us, and I was like, crap. But I didn't know that everybody was getting smoked upstairs the entire time. I don't know exactly what exercises they were doing. I know at one point they said for like 15-20 minutes or something they were standing at attention and they couldn't say a word. And then basically the rest of the time they were in the front leaning rest position. They were doing just all different kinds of stuff. 8-count push-ups. They were doing just planks. They were doing push-ups. They were doing flutter kicks. They were doing the V-up. They were doing all these different things and exercises that drill sergeants make you do. And an hour after my shift was supposed to be over, I'm like, crap, like, is anybody ever gonna come and get us? And a little over 2 hours after my shift, and I remember going up the stairs, and there's a stairs for drill sergeants and all that stuff that you can go in, and then there's going to be another set of stairs that all the privates and stuff go up. So I remember going up those stairs, and it leads to the back of the barracks. And I remember walking in, and me and my battle buddy that just got off of the CQ duty, we saw that everybody was in the front leaning rest position, and I was just like, what the heck? And the funny thing is none of them really knew what was going on. They didn't really know why they were getting smoked, but they just thought it was just because of the 2 dog tags things. But it was also because I didn't warn the drill sergeant or think that it was unusual that a drill sergeant was walking around. So the moral of this story is, one of the reasons I want to tell you guys this story is because, number one, it's the most I've been in trouble at basic training. The drill sergeant was never that mad at me before, and I also got my entire platoon smoked because of basically something that I didn't do. And the reason I want to tell you guys this is because it kind of illustrates how basic training is just so different, and just the smallest little things that can be a mess up can screw over the entire platoon. Because what will happen at basic training is if you do get in trouble, 99 times out of 100, it's not just going to be you doing push-ups. It's not going to be just you getting in trouble. Actually, I didn't get smoked at all for that. I didn't get smoked at all. The entire rest of the platoon, except for me and my battle buddy, was smoked for something that I did and what 2 other people did, not getting their dog tags. But really, I can't blame them for that, because like, I wouldn't want to go over next to a drill sergeant. I'm sure most people have done the exact same thing. When everybody's getting yelled at by drill sergeants, you don't want to defy or move around or whatever they're doing, because that's just not what you do. When a drill sergeant's talking, you listen. You don't go walking around the barracks trying to do something. So basic training is a different world, and things can go south very, very quickly. So that's just a little story that I want to tell you guys. I hope it was enjoyable to you. I haven't really talked too much about stories and stuff from basic training, because I have several. I literally have several stories, some probably better than that one, but I just wanted to talk to you guys about this because it was just on my mind. So I'm really curious, for those of you who are prior service people who've been to basic training before, do you have any like crazy stories? Leave your comment down below. I would love to read them. Some of you just crazy things, like something maybe really simple that caused the entire platoon to get smoked for a really long time. I think that would be really funny to read. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. That would be awesome. If you want to check out some more of my videos, military related, vlog related, army, fitness related, whatever, hit that subscribe button. That would be even better. If you're not following me already on social media, Instagram and Snapchat links are right here. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys later.